Hey, it's Wednesday, and so I don't have my weight, so we'll both be surprised on Saturday, I guess. Um, Weight loss wise, better than last week, which was terrible, but at least it was still a loss. Um, so this week, even though I had just recently started doing the substitute teaching, taking it off because my hip was badly hurting. Um, don't know if it was a pinched muscle, don't know if it was out of joint or something. It's getting better, so the rest is helping. Um, I think a prudent course of action for me is going to have to be day by day. So I'm going to keep the rest of the week off, even though it's Wednesday, so there's only 2 more days. And then my plan is going to have to be as follows. Number one, only teach where my kids are going to school because then they can help me if I need help in terms of moving an appropriate chair or even my camping chair to the classroom. The other thing is not taking more than one day at a time because I had signed up for I guess 4 days last week, and it seems to be the sitting or how I'm sitting or whatever that is hurting the hip because I sit with my legs spread just because I'm a man and it's just how I sit. It's comfortable for sitting, but I think because my hip is sort of splayed like that for a long time, it's kind of either, like I said, either pinching a nerve or it's sort of pushing it into the wrong position. I had something similar happen, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I was doing laundry at a laundromat and sitting on a bench that was a bit low. And sitting there for like an hour waiting for the dryer to be done. And when I went to stand up, I found that, and it's the same hip, the left hip, I found my hip was locked. And it was really hard to get up and really painful. And this is about the same kind of feeling, not quite as severe, although a couple days it has been that severe. So have to try to make sure I get some standing up. That may help, but the main thing is I'm just going to go day by day. That way, if at the end of the school day, my hip is really bad, I won't have already committed to another day. So I can take the time off to take care of my hip. Now, when you go to a school and they have multiple openings for the week, one of the first things they ask you when you walk in the door is, hey, can you cover Mr. Jones's math class tomorrow? And I'm going to have to say, can I tell you at the end of the day? Because my hip has been hurting me badly. And if it's hurting me at the end of the day, I really don't want to commit to it. And I think they'll understand, especially because these are charter schools. Now, these are not fancy charter schools. They are project-focused learning charter schools is how they do it. They're a bit more laid back, I guess, kind of attitude in the classroom because it's a lot of cooperative learning. It's a good idea. I highly recommend it because it's a lot of kind of real world experience. Like you work in teams a lot of times in the real world. You have personal deadlines for your part of the project, and you have to determine who does what in a project and everything, and keep on top of them. And so it's pretty nice for that. Also, they make sure that they dress professionally whenever they do presentations, and they do a lot of presentations. That's also because the sort of end result of the project is your team does a presentation. So I like how the learning thing is, and I like the kind of, there's a certain vibe to how the classrooms go. They don't get quite as loud as other classes that are doing group projects because they're used to it. And like when you have other classes doing group projects, other schools, they get really loud because they're not cognizant of the fact that there are other groups that also need to communicate. So one group will get really loud, which means the other group has to get loud, and then it just gets crazy. So the update is the food intake has been okay, maybe a bit too much, but not a lot too much. Um, it sometimes happens when I have my girls is that we just eat more than I would on my own. Um, but I'm never going to give up time with my girls. I love them too much. I love being around them too much. And part of that love is feeding them, and and we make good food. We had chicken vindaloo a couple days ago. Kind of cheating. I don't make it from scratch. I buy a sauce that's already made, and I just really add the chicken and mix it and rice. So, but we love Indian food. We just do. Anyway, so that's it. I'm going to take it more easy on the teaching assignments for the sake of. Sorry, I have my pillow back there. Hi, pillow. For the sake of my hip, I will keep you up to date on how that's going. And of course, we will have a weigh-in, and hopefully it'll all be good news. Guess what? It's Saturday. And that means it's time for the official weigh-in. And I got to tell you, I'm actually quite pleased. And you know what? I just closed my thing, so let's open it up again. So I'll just give you the weight first. 471.8. Back on track. 4.4 pound loss, which is good. I think it's because I just cracked down on the last half of the week. First half was okay. I mean, I was probably not losing a lot, but I really cracked down. And again, my plan isn't a big plan. It's not an official plan. And again, I am not an expert. It's just kind of keep a general count of calories. Trying to keep it under 1,500, sometimes even under 1,200. But just, kind of look, be aware, read the labels and kind of go, ooh, this is more calories than I thought. Maybe I should have a little less of it, or maybe I should skip it. And then concentrating on more protein and less carbs. Again, because carbs can convert into fat on your body when there's an excess of them, more than your body needs. Protein cannot. It's just chemically, it can't. So it's not keto. I'm not a fan of keto. I just think that you're messing around with kind of reprogramming your body chemistry a bit too much. So it's low carb, not no carb, and high protein, but not, you got to watch your calories. So you can't I'm going to have 3,000 calories of protein. Well, first of all, that's probably a lot of protein, but anyway. And I went back to having some protein shakes, which is like protein powder mixed with, I use almond milk, because cow's milk is also higher calorie and higher carb. Anyway, doing that to kind of get rid of the hunger, because that's less calories and more protein. The powder actually has got a reasonable amount of calories, but whatever. It's lower carb and it's higher protein. Anyway, feeling good. Coming up on the next milestone, not a big milestone, but it's 80 pounds. Might as well celebrate. Woohoo, 80 pounds. Still hoping for that 450 by June 30th, which is when the camping trip is. It's certainly possible. We've got just under 6 weeks, I think. So I've got 22 pounds in just under 6 weeks. So between 3.5 and 4 pounds a week average, it's possible. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Again, I have coming up on the 31st, which is still a week and a bit away, consultation with the surgeon about what the next step is regarding my hernia, which is going to likely include gastric bypass surgery, which again, I'm not especially a fan of, but this seems like it's being done for a reason other than just pure weight loss. So not a huge amount of update, a little shorter video this week. I've had a couple longer ones. Comments, again, I really am enjoying the comments, and I'm trying to engage. If I'm not engaging with you, don't take it personally. It may have been that I was busy that day and forgot to get back to it. I usually at least give you a thumbs up and a heart. So yes, Thank you again. Please, you give me a thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. It just gives me an idea of how many people are regularly tuning in. I'm not gonna, I don't know what even the number is before YouTube goes, "Ooh, you're a real big influencer." Probably 100,000. I'm not gonna make 100,000. I'm not trying to make 100,000. So subscribe, and share. And again, the reasons for sharing that I can think of is, number one, you're on this journey, and maybe what I'm communicating will help you communicate to others in your life what you're going through. Or maybe you know someone who is going through a journey like this, and they just need to know they're not alone. Because as I've said almost every video for the last while, it's important to me to know I'm not alone. It's not physical support. It's support knowing there are other people out there going through the same thing and sharing the stories. So let's all keep it up, and let's all take care of ourselves.